The LXD is a journey, it's a movement. We're not a dance crew, we're not a dance troupe. It's a cast of characters going on a journey, on an adventure, and a cast of filmmakers also going on an adventure to discover new ways to use dance and storytelling and combine them in a more organic way.
It is a universe where superheroes dance and dancers are superheroes, and dancing is the superpower of this world.
My first reaction was, I don't know, explain more to me. And then he kind of walked me through it, and slowly my eyes started to sort of widen and my perspective changed. I said, okay, I think we can do that.
He said he wanted to have storytelling told through dance, and wanted these characters to be brought forth and to be the heroes and to be the evil characters and have it in a comic book style sense. And when he approached us and said, look, I want to really actually try and do this, we said, hell yeah.
We were like, are we gonna have superhero powers? Are we gonna be able to multiply? Are we gonna shoot lightning out of our hands? Are we gonna be super fast and teleport? Then one day he kind of just came to us and was like, all right, look, the superpowers are the dance abilities. I think if we try to make a superhero power for each one of the dancers, it's cheapening what we already do. And he really believes that what we do is superhuman.
The opportunity to make heroes out of these dancers and not just be background dancers really took hold.
John is like, with LXD in this series, he's taking all these different art forms and he's bringing it to the forefront in a way that it's never been done before. So I think he's basically saying, we're superheroes. We don't need special effects or green screens.
It blew my mind in a good way, and it also made me think, it made my gears in my head start turning. Whatever John has in mind, if he's willing to meet our talent halfway and our capabilities halfway, let's just see what happens. Let's just see where this can go. But I didn't know how big his imagination really was.
We have a map of sort of the bigger story. It goes from the 1920s all the way to the year 3000. And so within that map, our story starts sort of current in the middle. So usually I see a dancer that I really like, or a concept of a group of dancers that I really like, and then I decide how they're going to fit into this map of the actual arc of the story. Are they going to be a good guy? Are they going to be a bad guy? And how do they connect with our characters that exist already?
He called me and was like, hey, can I meet with you for a second? I want to show you these ideas. I had no idea what he was talking about, so I went and met him at this diner, and he pulls out this folder of all these like thumbnail storyboard sketches. He was like, yeah, I have this character for you. It's perfect. And then as soon as I'm taking a look at all these ideas, and I'm sitting there going, wow, okay, this is gonna be fun.
He asked me to come on board. He asked me if I was interested. And he sent me a clip, the trailer, the very first trailer. And I checked it out and I was blown away. It's breaking stereotypes, it's breaking boundaries.
It's really uncharted territory that, it's hard to compare it to anything because nothing has been done like this before.
The goal also is to make it really different. Every single time we want to push ourselves to tell filmically a different way of communicating dance. And so for all our directors, for all our writers, for all our choreographers, is always to how do we do this differently? So it's not just the same thing every episode.
The idea that each episode could have its own stylistic approach, its own history, its own visual approach, frankly, is what excited me the most. Some could be comic, some could be intense, some could be over the top.
Sometimes dialogue, there's sometimes no dialogue, sometimes it's a comedy, sometimes it's a drama, sometimes it's a mystery, sometimes it's horror, sometimes it's a Western. And that's what makes it fun. We get our writers, directors, and choreographers together in a room and we kind of talk about how to approach it.
What the series does is it takes the world's most ambitious short film and add on top of that the complexity of a massive musical number, and then asks you to execute all of that within the span of a day.
There is a story that you have to be true to, that you have to be aware of. You can't just shoot the dance and say whatever's cool is cool. This is so much more of a challenge, and frankly the reward is that much better as well, because everything we do, and even the choreography, is driven by the story.
Creating a dance for an episode is a long process that has to be condensed into a really short amount of time. We get the script, we pick the dancers.
We have to go through the music, what works with it, but what's nice about this, we're not constricted by them telling us, oh, you need to use this song, or this song. We want to use a song that fits on these people's bodies, and whether it be the poppers or breakers and crumpers. But also, we don't want to use the traditional music that they usually dance to, because this is a different series. It is on a different scope where it's not just hip hop. We want to broaden the range of where this can go.
We see b-boying all the time, we see popping all the time. It's such a treat, like when we get to see them together, and it should be mixed. I think we should see everything, all the different combinations.
It's quite a process, and it continues on to set. When you're on set and you're still teaching things and still cleaning things, or you might see something that you could do in the part of the set and you're like, quick, try this, and it's just an ongoing process, and you have very little time to figure things out, really. It's just like, try it, see if it works. If it doesn't work, move on to something else. It's like kind of a crash course on creativity.
A lot goes into it outside of just doing, making up dance steps, and also making sure that dancers feel comfortable, and also having that relationship with the director. I think is really important.
A lot of times when you bring in a choreographer, it's about moves, or at best, it's about a dance, as a whole, or a dance style, or an effect that we want to achieve visually. But with Harry and Chris and Galen, it really started with character and story, and just a tremendous understanding of what we were doing with the narrative. And I think that you really see that come out in the dancing.
When we started to create the LXD, it was them who were right there next to me, showing me different dancers and saying, this guy has never had a chance to show off his stuff, you should really use him. They were the ones that, from the beginning of all this on the dance side, really opened my eyes and were sort of my tour guide into the world of dance. I don't know moves, I'm not a choreographer, but those guys are the ones that create the language that we speak in the whole series. Dance is not about the move. Sure, someone can spin on their head, sure, someone can fly in the air, but it's not about that physical move. Otherwise, it'd be a sport. It's actually about how does it connect to that person? How does it connect to their life? And how does that communication affect the audience, the person who's watching it? So I think the best thing about dance is that it can mean anything or everything to anyone.
What dance is, it's a universal language. People understand it, whether they might not get the style, but they'll understand that if they like it or not.
Dance is what the music would look like if it could take shape and take form and stand in front of you and communicate with you.
I think simply goes back to expressions of like people dancing for like joy. I think that's like a really powerful expression. There's footage of wars coming to an end and people flood the streets and they dance. Like I just think that's like really powerful. I think we overlook how powerful dance really is.
What goes through my head when I dance is pure joy. Dance is what music looks like, where whatever I hear, it's what I feel, and then my body just reacts to that. You're making art with your body.
Dance means freedom. It means individuality, creativity. Dance can't be fake. You can't fake dance.
Dancing makes me feel like untouchable, really. Like it makes me like feel special that I actually mastered something.
When I'm out there moving, it feels like nothing else in the world matters. It's honestly my opportunity to be myself to the fullest.
LXD just really represents what we can achieve as dancers.
Dancers as superheroes, dancers as the main focus and as the main characters. It always sounded perfect to me. It sounded like the dream. This was one of those moments where I was like, you know what? I don't know what's gonna happen. I wanna share what I have.
LXD is a movement and is a communication through dance and is a celebration of dance.
LXD is a reminder that life is movement and that beauty is movement.
From the story to the dancing, to the music, to the way it's scored, to the storyline, to the characters. Every component of the LXD series blows the audience away.
I can't wait to see people's reaction. I hope that they watch it and at the very least say, wow, this is really different. I've never seen anything like this before. And I hope they come away from it and say, you know what? Those guys are super talented. Those dancers, I've never seen that expressed in that way. Or, you know what? It touched me in some way. If we can get just someone to feel that much through our dance and through our stories, I think we've done our job.